Welcome to part 2 of the Universal Key. I'd like to start off again by thanking all those that I've learned so much from. There's too many people to list, but these are some of the ones that I mostly learned from and from the beginning, and really important stuff. So thanks to Santos, Bonacci, Ken Wheeler, Karen from Sun and Moon, Matt Jerome, Mary Contrary from Astrology and Our Flat Earth, and Dave Cochrane and his work from John Coltrane, the saxophone player. So in part 1, we left off talking about this beautiful swastika sitting on the cross. That's where the zeros are at, if you recall. The zeros make the cross. Now, as we also talked about, every fifth is either a 0 or 5, and zeros and 5s are one and the same. 5 plus 5 is 10, and every one of these make 10 when you go across. So I will be now talking about what the patterns are around each fifth. So, one moment. So if we rotate this guy around, we'll go up. You'll see the pattern 3. I'm going to come back down the other side first. And you'll see around that one, you'll see the pattern 2. So again, back up, 1, 2, then you have 3, then you have 4. All right. Switching over down to this side, you can see that we have 6, so 4, 5, going through the middle. Back to the other side is 6, 7, 2 7s, 8, right there, see the 2 8s, and then back to 9, which comes before 1 and after 1. So this is a repeating pattern which goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then as you see this one come back down that way, then it's going to swing again. So at the opposite time, this one's counting up, the other one's counting down. This is at 2, this one's at 8. And as you go back up, this one's going to be at 3, and that one's going to be at 7. Right? So they're all counting. There's a pattern there. What does it mean? We're going to find out. But for now, I'm just showing you all the key points that you can see very clearly in this scenario. Something else I wanted to show you. As above, the middle, and so below. There's a lot of people that are trying to put the alpha beta, the alphabet, around the circle. This one fits for me. Right? You have the moon key in the middle, the M and the N, the 13th. When people talk about the 13th zodiac, you know there's 12. I mean, the golden ratio says there can only be 12. The 13th is in the middle. People talk about that could be Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus precesses, so we're being told. Again, A for the alpha at the 1s, O for the omega at the 9s. Right? I mean, you got the E at the 5, which is the 5th letter. Right? And so is the, excuse me. So we also know that the V is a 5th letter, which resides right down here for Venus. Right? Why is that important? Why is that not on a 5? Well, it's pointing at the 3, 6, 9, so there's something beautiful there. I is a 9th letter relating to creation. 10 is a mirror image of I if you put the little hook on it. Just some things to note. F is the 6th letter. H is the 8th letter, which looks like the throne. And we'll get into that a little bit later with the infant prince. So these things do fit in certain aspects. There's just a little more showing the swastika sequence that I already talked about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Matt Jerome's color of numbers. We look down over here, the color of numbers 1, 4, and 7. When you add those together, they're going to give you 12 or 3. So 1, 4, 7, 4, 1, 7s, and all the combinations of it has a personality. 2, 5, 8, which is 15, which is 6. 3, 6, 9 is 9. So you got 3, 6s, and 9s. All right. Now, when you look for these combinations in here, you will find them. Here's a 3, 6, 9. You won't find it anywhere else. Here's a 7, 4, 1. You won't find it anywhere else. And then a 2, 5, 8 you find twice. And lo and behold, the dielectric precession angle per Ken Wheeler is 21.25, which adds up to 10, which is 1 plus 0, which is 5. So NASA's Earth tilt says 23.5. Ken Wheeler says 21.25. I believe him. He shows the math on how to get there. All right. So there's something beautiful here. And here is, I looked for the 432 hertz. Well, we know 2 to the 4th times 3 to the 3rd is 432. So that's the only 4 and 3 that are on this chart together. So let's look at how the golden angle even fits in here, that 108 degrees of the golden triangle, 108, 36 triangle. So as you can see here, pointing at all the ones, and there's 2 combinations in here for ones. So there's 2 combinations for some and only 1 combination for others. So right here you can see the next one comes at 108 degrees apart. This is 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I counted wrong. 1, 2, sorry. 18. So 18 times 6 degrees is 108. So there's 108 degrees. And then here is 1, 2, 3. And that gives you 18 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's your 36 degrees. So you got 36 degrees and 108 degrees. So this golden triangle exists inside this beautiful, beautiful pattern. I'll just spin this around a little bit so you can see what happens, where all the patterns are at. Head down to the 2s. You can see they're pointing to all the 2s there, right? There's 108 degrees apart, 18 degrees apart, 36 degrees apart, all multiples of 9. Go up to the 3s. Same thing. See, points only to 3s. 4s. Points only to 4s. Move on to the 7s. There's your other 1. 8. Come over to the 9s. Come over to the 7s. So as you can see, this works. What does it all mean? Well, there's lots of thoughts and lots of things we're going to be discussing on it, but I'll just keep going for time's sake. Some things to note that I've been putting on this wheel. Super Wolf Blood Moon Eclipse. Happened right here from Eastern Standard Time. This is what it looked like in the sky. But does it really matter? This is where it happened. So this is really my east and my west from my vantage point. And this is where it showed up, right at this angle. Right here. The red blood moon was right before in the 7077 area. Does that mean anything? Not sure. But it's important to note the next supermoon happened in the next very near spot. So in this case here, you don't see the north node and the south node. This one you did, so it eclipsed. So that makes sense. When they go in and hit the nodes, north and south node, it eclipsed. And a new moon on Ash Wednesday, same general area. So these colors, these numbers, these vibrations do mean something, and I'll be following all the full moons and tracking them and seeing if I find a pattern with them, because there's obviously patterns here with everything. So you throw the pentastar in the middle, all even numbers will have 0, 2, 4, 8, and still go either in order, or they'll go like you're tightening the nuts on your tires. I'll just rotate this around a little bit so you can see ones, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 it's pointing to. This next one, it's going to be in the tightening the tire lug nuts, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Going to twos, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Going to 7, 3, 5, 7, 9, 1. Right, so it's, that pattern repeats now for the evens and the odds. So the pentastar will point to evens or odds, and they'll have two different personalities, one where they go around clockwise and one where they flip from side to side, kind of like when you watch a star. When you watch it twinkle, you can actually see a star being formed in that nut, tire, lug nut tightening pattern. Another thing to note, if you throw the Vitruvian Man, you will see that if you put him on that dielectric inertial plane angle, he stands on the 369. What was he trying to tell us, right? And if you look at the degrees, you will see that he was trying to tell us something. The 1 foot connected to the one hand, and when you come up this way, there you go. There's your 108 degrees right there. 108 degrees, and the other one, the 18 degrees. So what was he trying to tell us? I'm studying more into that. There's all kinds of people studying that, but this fits. Other things I've been working on, I won't get into any detail here because it's just a study, is I also throw my birth chart on there. So with the body part, that's thanks to Santo's Bonacci. I only took the image of it. The image, but the data is still something that I'd have to look into. But there are some similarities to some of the things that I've had in my life, according to my body, because I won't get into them because I want to study it more. I'm also studying the dendra and how it's related to this, because there's got to be some keys. There's a lot of glyphs here. I'm starting to learn some of them. One of my favorite one. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with the dendra, but you can see you have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Virgo, but here's with the infant prince. Okay, they're all related. And then you got Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius, the water bearer, and back to Pisces. My favorite one is this, the infant prince. This is coming from the Akashic records. There's the infant prince, the young star coming to be a youngster, sitting on the throne, the H, the infinite plane. This is in a lot of depictions. This will show as a sphere representing the Earth. It'll show as a third eye, representing the communication to the fifth dimension. Just learn that we're living in 4 dimensions right now with perspective. Makes sense. So these videos are just in brief, just to get people accustomed. I will be making more detailed videos, but just so you get a flavor for what's on there. I've also been studying, because I've been following hurricanes, and there is patterns to them. So I've been studying and analyzing Puerto Rico, because they get them once every 5 years, and it's related to the Bermuda Triangle. Has most all hurricanes end up going through the Bermuda Triangle, so there's something there. So I'm following Puerto Rico and analyzing, and I do see some patterns, some different patterns than what I'm used to seeing, but they're all kind of related. So, like I said, I won't get too much into that, but I am studying that and how it's affect. What do these vibrations do, and what do they mean, and where are the hurricanes, and how they formed? Because I think people know how to predict them. Also looking at rodent coil. What would be the best rodent coil? There's a gentleman, I can't remember his name right now, but he shares a lot about what his works that he does with rodent coils. I want to see how that fits. What would be the best way? He does use 12, so that's important. I think he's on the right track. And I'm also looking at my eye, because they say that there is your health, your walk path of your life is within the eye. Got to get a better picture taken, but I am looking at it. I do see some things that point to some of my health issues that I've had in my life. And that's it. Hope you like this video.